Hey, welcome back to another video. Now, they've been reacting to Michelle Obama and dating advice or choiceful women and what it means to live. So, basically, I guess I don't know who the lady is, but I overheard Ellis Rose is talking about how she only dates younger men. So I wanted to give it a gander. Because I keep hearing people talk about it, but let me turn this camera a little bit and get this straightened up for y'all. Ooh, here we go. I washed my hair yesterday, so that's a good thing. Anyways, yeah, so let's hop right into it. I got my food right here. Ready to enjoy my reaction. Maybe we scoot it a little bit. No, maybe it's perfect right there. Let's go. Oh shoot, hold on, that's not good. 1 second. Alright. Now, let's go now.
This is what I'm saying. Tales from Tracee's. It's fun. It's very fun to share. Tracy tale.
But
I'm sorry.
But one of the reasons, though, that because I had to ask myself that question, I was like, "What is this about?"
Yeah.
Because I want a partner, and so often, and it's not just that I'm older. I'm also very embodied. I am a full, very whole person who knows myself, who is in charge of my life, and who lives a very full, just robust life. So it's not just age, it's like life experience and sort of a difference. But I had to ask myself the question, why? Why does this keep sort of coming up other than they're hot and gorgeous? There's that. But a lot of men my age are steeped in a toxic masculinity and have been raised in a culture where there is a particular way that a relationship looks. And anything that starts to smell of that for me, I did enough of it where I was controlled and felt like I was a possession or whatever those things were, or prize, I have no interest in it, and I will not do it again.
I'm sorry.
And it's interesting because, you know, the powerful part about that is that a lot of men don't get really what she's saying. They'll take it the wrong way. A lot of men are thinking that she's saying, like, you just don't want a man. You don't want a masculine man. You want something more than a masculine man. And what she's really saying is she doesn't mind masculinity as long as masculinity is not being overwhelmingly controlling. And what a lot of men believe from the past generation was that women were supposed to be controlled, that we're supposed to dominate over women. And I think that that paradigm is shifting due to the fact that more women are going to society and becoming more successful with things. So a masculine man may misinterpret what she's really trying to say, but I get 100% what she's trying to say. Now, let's keep going.
No,
I was going to say, it's a generational thing, so it didn't matter how you met them, or is it just kind of the guys you're meeting?
That's obviously,
too big of a generalization.
It's a generalization, but because I have dated men my age, there is a difference. There is an openness that occurs with a younger man around whether it's gender fluidity or not even having an issue with homosexuality. I mean, something as basic as that there's times where I'll be, sitting across the table from somebody and just like, what did you just say?
Yeah, what century are you?
Like, oh my God.
Where's your horse and buggy?
Yeah, like, I'm so sorry.
And your bedpan.
Yeah, for real.
You get what they're saying. They're saying that a lot of masculine men from the older generation are a lot more closed-minded. They're more conservative at thought with what their generation had for them. When I think what baffles black women specifically the most when it comes to black men on this is that we were never invited in any of those centuries. So for us to act as if we were like white men sometimes, white men sometimes, when it comes to this kind of conversation, it is a little weird, to a degree. However, though, I get what they're saying, though. I get what they're saying. I don't feel like all black men are like that. I'm not like that. I'm heterosexual. I'm a heterosexual black man who likes black women. And I don't believe I should control a black woman. But at the same time, and I don't have a problem with gay people, there are some of them out there, but I do see what she's talking about, the generational thing when it comes to black men.
Yeah, your chamber pot, like where I'm just like, this is not a match. And I have long been past the age where I feel like it's my job to teach somebody or grow them up. That I'm not interested in. So, but it's interesting. I mean, there's so many different philosophies on dating, and I have come up with mine. I have come up with what works for me and what makes sense for me and what feels safe for me. I mean, like, I'm not on dating apps. I have friends that have great success with dating apps, but that's just not something I'm comfortable with.
So you're meeting folks in the wild then?
That's the only way for me, or someone sets me up, or I meet them at an event. I meet someone. It's usually people that also have a level of recognition that they have as much to lose as me to a certain extent. I don't know. I mean, I haven't had great luck lately, but I do have to say I'm moving up on what it is that I'm looking for as a match.
And if you think about it, a woman in her status, it does make it a lot harder to date men because of that paradigm that exists in society that says men need to have more than women. And I'm really truly not seeing anything wrong with what she's saying. I do see where, like, red pill men will make it seem like she's only thinking about herself. Actually, I don't understand why people sent this to me as if this is going to be a big issue. Like, what she's saying is fine. If you want to date younger, you can date younger. Anybody on the other side should have a problem with that, because black men, not black men, but just men in general talk about dating younger all the time. They talk about the sexual market value principle, the whole concept of hypergamy, all that exists amongst the fact that, basically, men want to date younger, women want to date younger. You want to date people that, in a sense, you have a little more, like, chance to build with, if that makes any sense. But yeah, let's go.
I've had some doozies. Yeah.
But it's just, I just love watching your life, because you were modeling so many things, the next phase, how many versions of ourselves we can become at all ages in life, and how to build the life you want.
Yes.
Not the life that somebody told you were supposed to have. And let me tell you, I told you this about the girls, and TRACEE, just like, she mentors the girls, she's always there for them. But trying to make sure that I am not subconsciously sending them these messages about what their life should look like. Even like when you ask, are you dating anyone? I mean, that's something that we ask young people in their 20s. You know, the whole thing about weddings,
we talk a lot about that.
Yeah, it's just like the pre-proposal and the bachelorette and the pre-honeymoon and then the 3 wedding dresses and have you thought about
the amount of money,
your 32 list items of who you want to marry, or are you more busy picking out your photographer?
Yeah, it's interesting, that whole, I hope that is starting to dissipate culturally.
So.
I really do. I think social media is perpetuating some of those things in a really big way, but I did dream of my wedding growing up. And that's not to say that I didn't dream of the bigness of my life, but I could have spent a lot more time dreaming of my life. And as much as grief does surface for me around not having children and not having a partner, I still wouldn't want the wrong partner.
That's a great point for people to hear.
I'm not interested in that. You have to make my life better. It can't just be, I'm in a relationship to be in a relationship. So even though the grief does emerge.
And it's crazy because I truly understand what she's going to say and what they're going to take wrong about that. You need to come in and make my life better. That it's okay if you come in with, she didn't say this, but I'm telling you, this is really what a lot of these women are thinking. It's okay if you come in with half or enough, as long as you come in with something. Like, you're not coming in and I have to, like, stop my entire life to fix you up or help you do what you got to do. That's not how I want a relationship to go. If I have to change how I feel 1,000% about everything around me to shape only the narratives that you want to shape in life is the problem. Is there any place where we can meet at some kind of compromise? And right now, with how society has grafted men in order to think, it's a lot harder for women to date out there with those kind of perspectives. So, like, I totally 1,000% get what she's saying. Let's keep going for a little bit longer, and I'll cut it off.
And that comes, and I hold that. I think of what I've done, and I woke up every morning trying to do my best. I didn't wake up one morning and be like, I'm going to mess this day up.
That's right.
So I must be where I'm supposed to be. And I don't know, sometimes I think of all of the things I've done, the courage that I've had to have, and what I've had to learn how to navigate as a single person with no one to hide behind. And it's built a really beautiful experience around me, and I have incredible friends.
Well, this is a good segue to get to our question.
Let's do
especially the talking about dating and meeting people, and we have a great question. So Natalie, our producer, is going to read the question for. Make sure your mic works over there. Is it working?
I think we're good.
All right.
Okay. Well, I think that's all I'm going to get from it. But basically, just younger men is what she wants to date, and that's what she wants to do. That's her preference. But I enjoyed that conversation. I think that it would get better as we go along. But anyways, y'all, I'm out. Yo, peace.